Hey guys, in this new series of tutorial, we'll dive into how using Python with Power BI to visualize statistically your data. Yes, one of the great feature that Power BI added in the last year is the integration of Python. Um, and this is a really cool feature for those of you involved in data analysis or monitoring evaluation because it will allow you to really understand your data. For example, you will be able to do some nice chart like that. Sometime when you're having a data set and before jumping into a conclusion analysis, you need to understand your data. And so you can do some box plot, you can do a violent plot, and even some distribution curve with your kernel distribution. This is a really cool feature and visualization that will allow you to really understand your data set. And you can also do some in-depth analysis. For example, you can do some correlation analysis. For example, that one is a heat map correlation showing you the correlation between different variables. And you can also have some cool chart, not only showing you the correlation chart and also the distribution. All of these kind of cool chart are available in Python. And Python is now integrated in Power BI. So we'll go through this series of tutorial. I hope that I will have to do it through a 4 or 5 maximum YouTube video. But we'll at the end of this series, you'll be able to do all of this chart here. But one thing that you need to understand before jumping in Power BI, you need to set the environment in Power BI. So in order that Python works, and mostly, what does that mean? What does that mean? You need to install Python. So we'll do it together. And then you will need to install a series of packages that is required by Python, by Power BI to allow you to do this kind of nice chart. And particularly, we will install the package NumPy, Matplotlib, Panda, and Seaborn. Well, don't be afraid. These are sub-packages. These are packages of code because Python is really a programming software, and you will need to type some code. But what Python did for us is that it created some packages, so you don't need to type the entire code. It's simplified for you, and you will need to install it so that you can call these packages and make your chart through some function. And then you will have to run Python visualization within Power BI. So for that, you will need to create your DataFrame. Power BI will do it for you automatically. And then this part here is really the key part, is you will have to run some script. Running script through Python requires some skill. You will need probably to learn some coding or running script through Python. But through this tutorial, I will teach you how you can quickly replicate this script. All right, so let's jump automatically in the first component, which is setting the environment for Power BI, for Python in Power BI. All right, so let's install first Python, and then we will install the packages here. All right, so to install Python, you can go directly into the Python website, which is python.org. You go in download and click the Python 3.7.4. It's just it's free. You don't have to pay anything. So you just go in this website here, python.org, download, and then you click on Python. You need first to install Python in your local machine, whether it is a computer, desktop, or a laptop. You need to have Python. So once you have Python installed, the second step, as I told you, is to install a series of packages. So for that, you would need to go in your command prompt. So we'll go in the command prompt here, and we type cmd to go in your command prompt here, and you click command prompt. And then you will need to install those four packages that I told you, which is NumPy, Matplotlib, Pandas, and Seaborn. So to install these packages, it's easy. You just type pip install and the name of the package. So let's say we're gonna install Matplotlib. I have already this package in my computer, so I will just install one for you. So Matplotlib, and then I press enter. And normally it should download it, and you can see that it says requirement already satisfied because I already have it on my computer. But for you, it will, if you haven't done this, it will take a little bit of time and it will happen. So the second package is that you need, which is very important, is Panda. So it's basically the same thing. Type pip install and pandas and click enter. Exactly, the same thing happened again. Requirement already satisfied Panda in because I'm a user of Power BI with Python, so I have already installed. So let's install the third one, which is Seaborn. The same thing, pip install Seaborn, enter. All right, the same thing happened. And lastly, you have to install a package called NumPy. It's the same thing, pip. Let me increase my, so you can say pip install NumPy and enter. All right. Says requirement already satisfied. So it's because I already have all of these packages on my computer. So, but you need to do it. So once you install both Python and these packages, once it's installed, you don't need every time to install it. Once it's installed, it's done, it's finished. But I wanted to tell you that in order to be able to use Python in Power BI, you need first to install Python and the required packages. Without these packages, you cannot run some nice chart. All right, so this is ending our first step. Now, if you want to have some understanding on what kind of chart you can do, we're using this. For example, you can go in the Matplotlib website, and Matplotlib will tell you all the charts you can do. Look at this. You can do all of the charts using Power BI right now because you haven't started Matplotlib, right? And if you go to Seaborn website, which is that one, you can do all of this chart here. Really cool statistical chart that will give you a very good understanding of your data that you're analyzing. All right, so now let's jump directly into Power BI. All right, so I already have a data set into my Power BI. You can see that I have a data set which I call sample 2, and I have 4 variable cat, which is a variable and display numeric variable. So in order to run our first chart, we'll do a box plot. But to do it, we'll need to go in Python. So as usual, we'll go in this the visualization side, and you click on this PY here, which is Python Visual, right? And Power BI will ask you to enable the script visual, and you click enable. And then you have two parts. You have here the visual that will show in your line, and you have this Python script editor. And this is where you basically you will have to type your visualization. But first, let's us create the data frame that I was talking previously in my presentation. So that you need to drag all the variables that you want to create your data frame. So here I want to use all of my variables. So I will drag and drop it in the value. And look automatically what is happening here, and I will explain that. And I drop all of these, create all of these. All right, okay. So one thing before continuing is that all the numeric variable automatically powered by you can do summarization, but for Python you need to remove this capability. So you should click don't summarize it. If you don't do this, you will get a wrong chart. So for each variable you need to click don't summarize it. And because this is what we call a non-numeric variable, it is always on a don't summarize characteristic. All right, so well, I think okay. So what does that mean, all of this? So you can see when I drag and drop my variable, Python automatically created my data frame for me, and you can see it has used Panda, which is the package that we imported previously in our machine. So automatically, Power BI is creating a data frame, which is kind of a set of a word in Python language. But you can see that created data set using the variable that I put in my value here. So you have the cat, this variable FCS, HDS, and so I need to remove that one here because I exported it twice. So it's all right. Okay, so it automatically created, and it has created automatically a data frame for me, and it has called it DataSet. So automatically, Power BI has created a data frame for me, and it named it DataSet. And the second aspect is that this is telling you is that it has removed all the duplicate in your data set, right? And you say dataset Panda frame, and dataset dropped the duplicate. So every duplicate, every row that is duplicated in your dataset has been removed. And this is created automatically by Power BI. And the next line is where you're going to type your script, and this is where you would need to understand, and you need to have some knowledge in Python script. But I will drive you through this. So let's create our first nice Boxplot visual. So I put my here, I can click, and I will have to type. The first thing that you need to know is that you need to import, because you have installed the packages in your local machine, but you need in Power BI you need to import it. So for that you will type a code, and I will type import matplotlib, which is the package that previously installed in your computer, and a sub-package that is within matplotlib, which is pyplot. And we said we're going to import it to facilitate you. We're going to import it as sorry, I did a mistake. PLT, right? So I'm importing here the package matplotlib and associated with my pyplot, which is a sub package already installed in matplotlib, and I'm imported it as PLT. The second package that I want to import within Power BI, within my visualization, is Seaborn. So it will be basically the same code, import Seaborn, all right, as NS, and I basically done with importing my plot. Well, now we're gonna call the Seaborn package and tell it which function, which plot I want to do. So I remember I called this one SNS. Okay, I just type SNS dot, and I want to do a box plot. So I type box plot, open parentheses because this is a function, and I want to see this variable. Let's say we want to see this the box plot for this one. So basically, I will type y equal DataSet, because remember I have typed Power BI has exported my DataFrame name as DataSet. What I want to do, I want to export the DataSet and this variable here. So I need to type DataSet, okay? The y would be DataSet, and I will explain the difference between why I put the y here, open bracket, double quote, and the FCS. Automatically, this variable is already recognized. All right, okay, and then I need to put another line of code. The problem is with Python is that Python is lazy. You need to tell him to plot and to show the plot. So one function is plt show and parentheses. All right, so our code is finished, and then we will just run this code here. Click run script, and you will see here, if everything is correct, you will see that the visual showing here. Here we go. Here is my box plot, and I can, if you want, I can reduce the Python script editor to make it bigger for you. So basically, you have the box plot, and for those of you familiar with box plot, you can see that these points here are my outliers. This is my maximum, and this is my minimum. This is my median here, right? And this is my first quartile, and my third quartile is there. So here is a way of creating a nice box plot. But one of the things that you can also do is to see how this variable FCS, what is the different box plot using this other variable, which is category. So you will basically need to go there. Let's increase my hand, and then I will explain you what is the difference. So in Y, what you have here is your FCS, right? So you can put in X axis this category. So you have 3 box plot because I have 3 categories. So to do that, I will just need to type X equal DataSet bracket. What I want to do, I want to have this one. So I will type open the bracket, double quote, and cat, which is basically one of my variable here, right, from my data frame. And cat, close parenthesis, close the quote, and close the bracket, and then comma. All right, so it's basically what you need to do. And then you run your script again, and everything should look correct. Exactly. So what do you have here? I have a box plot with my category in axis, x-axis, and my FCS in y-axis. And I can see what is the difference between this category and the different box. I can see, for example, the median for the severe is lower than those with none, but those with none are slightly higher than them. And we have outliers in all of the three categories. So this kind of analysis are really cool. I hope you have enjoyed this presentation. In the next series, we'll do additional plot, but feel free to shoot me Skype or an email, and I'll be happy to answer. And enjoy.